Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapara Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha Om Jnanaatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namayam Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayani Tinamine Vandeham Shri Guruvaram Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Rajaras Raja Rasikam Chanarayanam Tam Prapanam Shri Guru Charanam Bande Ramana Prasthaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktiram Chakripamurtim Narayanam Krishna Lalakatana Sudaksham Madhurya Madhurya Gunashayuktam Varam Varanyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasha Namami Namayam Vishnupadaya Shri Keshava Priyatmane Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vamane Iti Namine Namayam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Deshatarine Namayam Vishnupadaya Charya Simharupine Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshavai Iti Namine Timartaya Charitraya Swasritanam Chapaline Jivadukhe Siddhartaya Shinama Premadayane Gaurashraya Vigrahaya Krishna Kamaya Kacharine Rupanuga Pravaraya Vinodati Swarupine Prabhupadantarangaya Sarva Sarguna Shaline Mayavata Mognaya Vedantarta Vade Namaha Namayam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripapte Krishna Sambandha Vigyana Daina Prabhave Namaha Mandirya Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostate Namaste Saraswati Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Nitarine Rupanuga Virudapa Sirantarvanta Harine Nama Gaura Kishoraya Sakshar Vairagya Murte Pradambara Sambhode Paramba Jayate Namo Mo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachirananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Baba Bhumestvam Nirtista Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanashwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaitam Surato Pangor Mama Mandar Materkati Matsavasva Parambojo Shirada Madam Mohano Devyarvindaranya Kalpadrumadha Shimaratnagara Simhasanasto Shimaradha Shila Govinda Devo Prastalipi Sevya Manosmarami Shimarasarasarambhi Vamsivata Tatastita Krishnam Venu Swanar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyastuna Om Vrindawe Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hoita Chaturmukha Hoya Krishna Sevan Mukha Brahma Hoita Narade Ramati Narada Hoite Vyasa सेवका है व्यासदास पूर्ण प्रज्ञान पद्मनाभगति हरि माधव वंशे अक्षोभ्य परमहंसे शिशम्बोले अंगीकार करे अक्षोभ्य शिष्यान् जय तीर्थनामे परिचय तारदास्य ज्ञानसिन्धुतरे तहैते दयानिधि तारदास विद्यानिधि चन्द्र होइलो तहैते तहरा किङ्करा जय धर्मं नामे परिचय परम्परा जनो बालमाते धर्मतस्य ख्याति श्रीपुरुषोत्तमं जति तहते ब्रह्मण्य तीर्थसूरि रसतीर्थतारादास लक्ष्मीपति व्यासदास तहते माधवेन्द्रपुरी वरशिष्यवर नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत विभु ईश्वरपुरी के धन्य करलन श्री चैतन्य जगत गुरु गौर महाप्रभु श्री चैतन्य राधा कृष्ण है अन्य रूपानुग जाने राजीवाना विश्वम्भर प्रियंकर श्री स्वरूप दामोदर श्री गोस्वामी रूप सनातन रूप प्रिय महाजन जीवर गुणदहन तर प्रिय कवे कृष्ण दास प्रिय वर नरोत्तम सेवा पर चर पर विश्वनाथयाश विश्वनाथ भक्त सता भवदेव जगन्नाथ तर प्रिय श्री भक्ति विनोद महाभगवत वर श्री गौर किशोर वर हरि भजन ते जर मोरा शिव शवन विवर सर सेव सेव पर हर दैत्य दस नाम प्रभु पर अंतरंग श्री स्वरूप रूपनुग श्री केशव भक्ति प्रज्ञान अंतवेतामय वरद मोहंत गौरवनि प्रचर धाम प्रचरिलो गौरवनि भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी पुरायलो प्रभु पर काम केशवप्रिय महाजन वामनारायण गौरवनि तारे प्रणधान सब हरिजन गौरंगेर निज जन तदराचिस्त मोर काम गुरु परम्परां गुरु परम्परां वृंदावनवासी जतो वैष्णवेरा गण प्रथमे वंदना करे सबर चरण नीलाचलवासी जतो महाप्रभुर गण भूमिते पदिया बंदो सबर चरण नवद्वीपवासी जतो महाप्रभु भक्त चरण बंदो अनुराग महाप्रभु भक्त चतु कोरदेश स्थिते चरण बंदो करिया प्रणाति जदेशे जदेशे पैसे गौरंगेरा गानो उर्वाबाहु करि बंदो सबरा चरण हयाचना हयबेना प्रभु चत दासा सबरा चरण बंदो दंत करि घासा तरित शक्ति धर जन जाने हे वेला पुराने गुण गाय जब सुने महाप्रभु गण सभापति तपवन तैलवे मुह तपिलो शरण अंधना तरी कत शक्ति धरी धम बुद्धि दश मुह धम्भ मात्र करी तथापि मुखेर भाग्य मेरा उल्लास दशक्षमी मोह धामे कर निज दास सर्ववंश से देह धम बंदा छूते जगत दुर्लभ है प्रेम दान लूटे माने रावसाना पूर्ण अचिराते हया देवकी नंदना दासा Bekaya Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Divadaya Kari Saparsara Sviyadhama Sahavatari Atanta Dhulabha Prema Kare Baredana Shikhaya Sharanagate Bhakatera Prana Tanyayatmani Vedana Kapitevarana Avacharachive Krishna Vishvasapalana Bhaktiyanukula Matra Karyara Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjanangikara Sharanga Sharanagati Hai Bechahara Tahara Pradhana Sune Srinanda Kumara Rupa Sanatana Pare Tantatrena Kare Bhakate Vinara Pade Drupada Dhari Kadiya Kadiya Bole Amita Dhama Shikhaya Sharanagati Kara hai Uttama Jaya Sapa Swapasharajaya Gora Hari Swapasharajaya Gora Hari
Okay. Paramakaruna, page 84. Paramakaruna, Bahudu Ijana, Nitai Gora Chandra. Paramakaruna, Bahudu Ijana, Nitai Gora Chandra. Saba Avatar Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Pai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrita Vishvasakori Vishaya Chantiya Sera Simajiya Muke Bolo Hari Hari Dekore Bai Tribhuvane Nai Emona Doyala Dota Pashupaki Jore Pashana Vidare Shunijara Gunagata Samsare Manjiya Rahini Podia Sepade Nahila Asha Apana Karama Bunjaya Shamana Kohoye Lochanandasa Paramakaruna Bahudu Idana Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
she does. I want her to show everyone before she leaves how she bathes. Because she's like 30, 40 minutes. 3:43. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Man Manasa Madhukaram Arpaya Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Oh Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Yadyapi Samadhishu Vidirapi Pashyati Natava Nakagamarichi. Idami chamini shamyata vachuta tadapi kripad bhuta vichi. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Oh Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Bhaktirudan Chatiyadyapi Madhava Natvai Mamatila Matri. Parameshvara Tatara Pitavadika Durgata Gatana Vidhatri. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Oh Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Ayam Avilo Lataya Jasanatana Kalitad Bhuttara Sabara. Nivasatu nityami hamrita nindini vindan madhuri masaram. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Tamatara Rati Vardhana Veshe Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipineshe. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Oh Radhe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Vishabhanu Dadi Navashashi Leke Lalita Saki Gunaramita Vishake Vishabhanu Dadi Navashashi Leke Lalita Saki Gunaramita Vishake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Karunam Kurumahi Karunavarite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Karunam Kurumahi Karunavarite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Namami 289
He sings them. He knows the page numbers. I think he actually does know how to sing it. He just didn't.
Couldn't understand my English.
Oh well.
Do you know any Vaishnavas?
Yes.
How to sing? Okay.
One.
Can you all call on him? Just like you call on each other.
Which is your favorite? Favorite for you? Yeah. To sing.
Maybe you can practice and then
Yeah, practice
Oh.
so that you can lead.
She wants you to sing to lead for everybody. Okay.
Practice.
So I practice when I in the tent.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a group.
All right, so just let them know which one you want to do. Understand?
Namami Nandan Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandana Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandan Sucharu Mandalam Sukarnaratna Kundalam Sucharchitanga Chandanam Namami Nandanandanam Sutirghanetra Pankajam Shikhe Shikhandamurdhajam Ananga Koti Mohanam Namami Nandanandanam Sunasika Gramoktikam Suchandadanta Panktikam Navambudanga Chekanam Namami Nandanandan Karena Venuranjitam Gate Karendra Ganjitam Lokula Shobhana Namami Nandananda Tribhanga Deha Sundaram Nakadati Sudhakaram Amula Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nandanandam Sukhandayanga Sarabhamura Virajikostubham Surakshivratsalanchanam Namami Nandanandanam Vrindavana Sunagaram Vilasanugavasusam Surendra Garbhamochanam Namami Nandanandanam Prachanga Sanayakam Sada Sukha Pradayakam Jaganmana Prabhuvalam Namami Nandanandanam Shri Nandanandayastakam Patedya Shradhayanvita Tarid Bhavabhidustaram Tabetaram Viyugmakam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Munindra Vrindavandita Triloka Shokaharini Prashana Vaktra Pankajani Kunta Vilasini Rajendra Bhanu Nandini Rajendra Shunu Sangate Katakaresya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Ashoka Vriksha Vallari Vitana Mandapastita Pravala Pallava Prabharunagrikomam Parabhaya Spurakare Prabhuta Sampadalaya Kadakare Sasihama Kripa Kataksha Bhajana Anangaranga Mangala Prasanga Bhangura Bhruvam Savibhramam Sasabhrama Tekantabana Patan Tarambasi Krita Pratiti Nandanandane Kadakare Sasihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajana Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gora Vigraham Mukha Prabha Parashtakoti Sharadendamandal Vichitra Chitra Sancharak Chakora Savalochan Kadakare Sasihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajana Madon Madati Yovane Pramodamana Mandite Priyanuragaranjite Kala Vilasha Pandita Ananya Dhanya Kunjaraja Kamakeli Kovide Kadakare Sasihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajana Asheshaha Vabhavadhira Hira Hara Bhushite Prabhuta Shata Kumbha Kumbha Kumbhi Kumbha Shusani Prasasta Mandahasya Churna Purna Saukya Sagara Kadakare Sasihama Kataksha Bhajanam Ninalavala Vallari Taranga Ranga Durlate Tatagralasya Vola Nila Lochana Valokan Lalalulan Milan Manokya Mugdha Mohanasrita Kadakare Sasihama Kripa कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं सुवर्णमालिकं चित्तत्रिरेककम्बुकण्ठके त्रिसूत्रमङ्गलीगुणं त्रिरत्नदीप्तिर्हृति सलालनीलकुन्तलप्रसूनकुचगुम्फित कदाकरे ससिंहमं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं नितम्बबिम्बलम्बमानपुष्पमेखलागुं प्रशस्तरत्नकिङ्किन् कलापमाध्यमञ्जुल करन्दसुन्दरदण्डिकावरोहशोभगोरुके कदाकरे ससिंहमं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् अनेकमन्त्रनादमञ्जुनोपुरारवाक्षरान् समाजराजहंसवंस अतिघोरवे विलोलहेमवल्लरी विदम्बिचारुचङ्क्रमे कदाकरे ससिंहमं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् तकोटिविष्णुलोकनार्मपरमचर्चित हेमाद्रजा पुरोमज विरिञ्च चावराप्रदे अपारसेधिरेधिधिग्धसत्पदाङ्गुलीनके कदाकरे ससिंहमं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् मकेश्वरे क्रियेश्वरे स्वरेश्वरे सुरेश्वर त्रिवेरभरतेश्वरे प्रमारशासनेश्वरे रामेश्वरे व्रजेश्वरे क्षमोरप्राणनेश्वरे राजेश्वरे राजाधिपे श्रीराधिके नमोऽस्तुते इति ममाद्भुतं स्तवं निशाम्य भानुनन्दिनी करोतु सन्ततं जनं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं भवेत् तदेव सञ्चिता त्रिरूपकर्मनाशनं भवेत् तदा व्रजेन्द्रसूनु मण्डलप्रवेशनं कदाकरे ससिंहमं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय राधे जय श्री कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय वृषभानुनन्दिनी राधे राधे हस सखी शिरोमणि राधे 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 जय श्री राधे जय श्री राधे Samudrashikam? Anyone? Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Kokulebrajamanam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Kokulebrajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lukan Lata Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundalam Gokulavrajamanam Dudantamohunatra Yukmamrejantam Karam bhajayugamena satankanetram Muhuswasakampa tirakakakanta Sitadraivadamo taram bhakti bhatam Mameswaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokulavrajamanam Ete Tritswalilabhir Ananda Kunden Swaghosam Nirmajantam Akhyapayantam Tadiyasitanyashu Bhakta-citatvam Puna-brahmadastam Shatavriti Vande Ameswaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhajamanam Deva Moksha Namo Tademba Nachayam Breneham Paresarapeha Idam Teva Purnata Gopalapalam Sadame Manasyave Rasam Kimane Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Avyaktanile Vrindam Kuntala Snigdha Rakta Shagopya Muhushumbitam Bimba Rakta me Manasya Virastam Alam Lakshalabhe Namameswaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namameswaram Namo Devata Modarananta Vishnu Nasila Prabhutakaya Lapimagnam Kepatri Sivresatitinam Bhatana Pranashamam Namameswaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namameswaram Kuveratmajo Badha Mutyai Vayadvan Dayamochito Bhakti Bhaja Kritocha Tata Prema Bhaktin Swakam Vipracha Namokshagraho Meste Damodareha Namaste Sudhamne Swaratiptidhamne Tadyadarayata Vishwasadamne Namaradhikaya Tadiyapriyaya Namo Nandigni
Dayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparadalakshay Chiptas higher Madhye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Najivami Tam Vina Radhe tam nayamam charanantike. Angashamalim chatabirabito mandi kritandivaram chadyam jagudarochi sambagadatam padambarasya shriya vrindaranya nivasinam sattamabhiramodaram radhaskandhaniveshito jalabhajam Dhyayamadamodaram, Dhyayamadamodaram. Kripayati yadi radha, vadita shesha badha, kimaparam vashishtam, pushti maryadeyorni. Yadi vadati chakinshit, smeira soditasu. Twijavaramani pamtya mukti shuktya tadakim Shama sundara shikhanda shekara Smera samurali manohara Radhikara sikamam kripamite Swapriya charana kinkari karo Prananatha vrishabhanu nandini Srimakabjavasamora satapada Harika paratale kritastati Tam bhajami rasikendra shekara Samvedaya rasane pridam vibo Prataye brajamahendra nandana Astu moham tavati bhavara Janma janma vimarisvari priya. First I offer, want to go there? Get ready. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asto to the Sat Shri Shrimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asto to the Sat Shri Shrimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, to our grandfather gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Bhakti Pragyan, Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Guru, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. So today, on our glorious Parikrama day of going to Mansarovara, Akruragat, Batrol, and I think that's it. Tonight we will celebrate the appearance day of Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. And also we will get a lot done on the Damodarastakam because we're a bit behind. Before that, we want to make sure that we're off the disgusting bodily platform. So in order to help us, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written a very beautiful poem called Shara Grahi Vaishnava. And I'm going to request Jagannath Das Prabhu to read it. And you will be amazed at how wonderful he's reading it. and I'll ask him to take a mic and sit here with a chair.
All glories to my Shiksha Guru Devi, Srimati Sharamarani, Goswamini Guru Devi, and all the Guru Vargas. This is not a book, this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself. Alas for those who spend their days in festive mirth and joy. The dazzling deadly liquid forms their hearts for air employ. The shining bottles charm their eyes and draw their hearts' embrace. The slaves of wine can never rise from what we call disgrace. Was man intended to be a brute in work and in heart? Should man the Lord from all around, from common sense depart? Man's glory is in common sense, dictating us thy grace, that man is made to live in love, the beauteous heavens embrace. The flesh is not our own, alas. The mortal frame a chain, the soul confined for former wrongs, should try to rise again. Why then this childish play in that which cannot be our own, which falls within 100 years, as if a rose blown? Our life is but a rosy hue, to go ere long for naught. The soul alone would last for e'er, with good or evil fraught. How deep the thoughts of time to be, how grave the aspect looks, and wrapped in awe become, O we, when reading nature's books. Man's life to him a problem dark, a screen both left and right. No soul hath come to tell us what exists beyond our sight. But then a voice, how deep and soft, within ourselves is left. Man, man, thou art immortal soul, thee death can never melt. For thee thy sire on high has kept a store of bliss above. To end of time thou art, O his, who wants but purest love. O love, thy power and spell benign, now melt my soul to God. How can my earthly words describe the feelings soft and broad? Enjoyment, sorrow, what but lots, to which the flesh is heir. The soul that sleeps alone concludes, in them it hath a share. And then, my friends, no more enjoy nor weep for all below. The women, wine, and flesh of beasts, no love on thee bestow. But thine to love thy brother man, and give thyself to God. And God does know your wages fair. This fact is true and broad. Forget the past that sleeps for ne'er, the future dream at all. But act in times that are with these, and progress thee shall call. But tell me not in reasoning cold, the soul is made alone by earth's mechanic lifeless rules and to destruction prone. My God, who gave us life and all, alone the soul can kill or give it all the joys above, his promise to fulfill. So push thy onward march, O soul, against an evil deed that stands with soldiers' hate and lust, a hero be indeed. Maintain thy post in spirit world as firmly as you can. Let never matter push thee down, O stand, heroic man. O Sharangari, Vaishnava soul, thou art an angel fair. Lead me on to Vrindavan, and spirit's power declare. There rests my soul from matter free upon my lover's arms. Eternal peace and spirit's love are all my chanting charms. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
There's a beautiful video of that in the Vedic Hall.
Yeah. You want to see it?
Not right now. Well, I put it up. I'll put the link on the chat.
Okay. Can you put it on mine too? All right, so that was a good beginning to a good mood to accept in our hearts the glories of Mansarovara. So we have to take a boat, don't we? Or it's a long walk around. Okay, we're going in that long walk through parrots, peacocks, lotuses in the Jamuna, cuckoos, Bailey, chameli, champak trees, and here we are, where we can roll in the dust. Let's all roll in the dust here and do Achman of this Sarovara. And when we do Achman, we'll be intaking the tears of Srimati Radhika and Krishna. So first we're going to see a video of Srila Gurudev at Manasarovara speaking to us, and then I'll speak. He's speaking in Hindi and English alternately. I had it at the spot. It's like 1/3 in. Maybe louder. Can somebody help with a mic or the speaker or something? Bluetooth it.
Bluetooth it to the party box.
Party box.
And then put the microphone next to this.
Party box.
Place is called Mansarovar or Radha Rani. Especially persons know that. Radha Rani. Temple of Radha Rani. Radha Rani place. But we call Mansarovar. वृंदावन में बंसीपट में रास चल रहा था और वहां पर श्रीमती जी कृष्ण के साथ में बीच में नृत्य कर रही हैं और चारों तरफ में असंख्य गोपियां नृत्य कर रही हैं। बंसी भट्ट और रास was going और left and left gopis कृष्ण बहुत लबार आदमी, झूठा आदमी है, धूर्त है। ये कहता कि तुम ही हमारी सबसे प्रिय हो और हमारे साथ में नृत्य कर रहा है, उन लोगों के भी साथ में नृत्य कर रहा है। श्रीमती राधिका saw that he is dancing with other gopis also, but none of the gopis were saying that, oh, Krishna is dancing with any gopi, but he is only dancing with me, keeping hands in hands. But Radhika saw that he is dancing with all and also with me. So she became very upset, and she was so much angry. Oh, this crooked person, black person, always cheating. So I should not trust him. Why I loved him? And that is, he became so angry that he left the ras, and at once, how she quickly came on the other side of Jamuna, no one knows. वो कैसे जमुना को कब पार किया कोई नहीं देखा, और किसी से ने अकेली, केवल अकेली इस स्थान में बिहार जंगल में आई। बहुत बिहार जंगल, उस समय यहाँ पर आने का रास्ता भी नहीं था, बहुत घना घोर जंगल। ये जमुना का बिहार या खादड़ ये था। A very dense forest here. Even elephants could not come enter in this. So how she crossed the Jamuna and how she came here alone, no one knows. And in this forest, oh, she was weeping, weeping and weeping. If she was in anger, why is weeping? That why I loved Krishna. मैंने कृष्ण को प्यार क्यों किया? ऐसे धूर्त आदमी से जिसका अंदर बाहर सब समय काला और कपट, धूर्त, लंपट, गोपी चोर, क्यों? इसलिए रोने लगी, और रोने के आंसुओं के प्रवाह से यहाँ पर पानी भर गया पूरा। ये मानसरोवर देखते हैं, मान में होने की वजह से, क्रंदन करने से ये भर गया। Now you are seeing this pond, it was more bigger at first. She wept and weeping, weeping, weeping. Today there were no any Sakhi to pacify and console. आज कोई सखी भी नहीं जो उनको मनाए, उनको समझाए। आज रोने जी भर करके रो रही है, और रोते रोते ये सरोवर बन गया। She was weeping, weeping, no one to pacify, and so water from her eyes so much came that everywhere water and water. There Krishna saw that, oh, where is Radhika? उधर में देखा राधिका जी ने, कृष्ण ने, राधिका जी कहाँ हैं? कोटि गोपी हरि ते नारिल श्री कृष्ण रमन। कोटि कोटि गोपियां थी, चंद्रावली और सब ललिता विशाखा चित्रा सभी थी वहां, किंतु कृष्ण के चित्त को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकी। कृष्ण देखने लगे, राधा जी कहाँ गई, राधा जी कहाँ गई, बावरे बन गए और खोजते ढूंढते ढूंढते सबको छोड़ दिया वहीं, रास भी बंद हो गया, सभी लोग राधिका को खोजने लगी। और कृष्ण खोजते खोजते जोगमाया ने उनके कान में कह दिया, अरे वो तो मानसरोवर में वहां पर गई है जमुना पार। जोगमाया told in the ears of Krishna, क्या उसको फुसफुसी, whispering, oh, she is there, you can go there. कृष्ण यहाँ आए और राधिका जी को रोते देख करके रोने लगे वो भी, दोनों के आंसू उसमें मिल गए। ये रही मेरी बंसी और ये रही मेरी मुकुट रहा। मैं तुम्हारा हूं, मैं दूसरे का नहीं हूं। आप मन को संवरण कीजिए। आप कृपया हमारे ऊपर में संतुष्ट हो जाइए। आप नहीं रहेंगे तो फिर मैं कैसे रहूंगा? कृष्ण gave his, took his pick of fields and float and kept it in the lotus feet of Radhika. My head is on all your feet. Smaragara khandanam mama sirashi mandanam dehi padapallam udaram. Oh, you are so humble, more than anyone, humble and humble. But now you are so hard. Why you became hard like this? Hard? Hard. Oh, you have become nishthur. Cruel now. You are saying me, I am waiting for you, and still you are in anger. Please give your anger in me. I am giving my head. I cannot tolerate your separation. So Krishna became, was weeping also Krishna. And when he was doing pratigya ki, I say, I am promising that I will never make any offense in your lotus feet. मैं कभी भी ऐसा अपराध नहीं करूंगा, आप कृपया क्षमा करें। तो स्थान ये मानसरोवर है, देवताओं के लिए दुर्लभ, भक्तों के लिए भी दुर्लभ ये स्थान है। आप लोग बड़े सौभाग्यवान हैं जो इस स्थान पर आए हैं। जड़ नेत्रों से नहीं दिखता। You are so much fortunate that you have come to this place. Very, very rare persons know the glorification of this place. And you crossing 7 oceans, Maha oceans, you have come here. No? So you are so fortunate. We can see upside in the temple. Now new temples are going on. Oh, you will see that Krishna has left his behind his flute and pick up feather and giving his head and praying that you should be merciful to me. You will see here. You can see, oh, this place. All the trees are now crooked, and they are doing dandat pranam to here. In Radhika is weeping, and they are also weeping. Oh, we will go there. We will do parikrama of this place. Then you can see how beautiful, natural. This, if it was before now, the jungles have been somehow cutted. वो जंगल कट रहे हैं धीरे धीरे धीरे। लोग इसका महत्व नहीं समझते। यदि ये बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग ही नहीं होती और नेचुरल पेड़ पौधे से ये भरा होता तो इसका कितना रमणीय स्थान होता। यहाँ पर मोर बोलते, यहाँ पर हिरणियां फुदकती और साधारण लोग बनाता। बिल्डिंगों से धीरे 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 वृंदावन तो ध्वंस हो गया। वृंदावन रहा नहीं। वृंदावन कोई जंगल कोई कुछ नहीं रहा। वृंदावन केवल नाम के लिए रह गया। बरसाना धीरे धीरे ऐसा ही हो गया। यदि नेचुरल पोजीशन में ये सब चीजें होती, पेड़ पौधों से भरा रहता, मयूर यहाँ नृत्य करते, कोयल कुहू कुहू करती और हिरण यदि यहाँ पर आते, आज कैसा विचित्र स्थान हुआ। तो उसके बदले में ये सब बन रहे हैं। स्तुत्य तो है, किंतु फिर भी इसकी सुरक्षा होनी चाहिए। We want that all the natural possessions should be kept, maintained. Otherwise, after some days, all jungles will go away. Then nothing will be remaining. कुछ नहीं रह जाएगा। अभी आप लोग हम लोग के साथ में वहाँ पर आचमन कर सकते हैं। जमुना जी का पानी को तो अपवित्र कर दिया। जमुना जी का पानी जमुना जी में है ही नहीं। का लैट्रिन का पानी सब आ रहा है और कुछ नहीं। जमुना जी का पानी दूसरी जगह में जा रहा है। Real water of Jamuna is not in Jamuna. Oh, this is coming from only from the bathroom of Delhi. All waters coming. Say. Government and we all are now stupid. Nonsense. We cannot keep Jamuna secret. We cannot take Achman even. What to tell of taking bath? So, government cannot keep all these things. हम लोग अभी आचमन करेंगे और आप लोग को लेकर के कीर्तन करते हुए जंगल के माध्यम से ले आएंगे, फिर ऊपर मंदिर में जाएंगे। हाँ। चलो तो देखा अभी तो आया ही नहीं है। जैसे आ गया तो हम लोग पहले दर्शन कर वो चलो हम लोग ये जंगल के भीतर से इनको दिखलाएं और वहाँ दिखला करके और फिर ऊपर मंदिर में आएंगे और फिर यहीं आकर के बैठ जाएंगे लाइन से यहीं पर। यहाँ पर पानी वानी है, वहाँ पर यह है सब पानी भी पीने के लिए सारी व्यवस्था है। तो ये गांव वालों को पानी गांव वालों के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पानी मैंने होता है जीवन और ये पानी गांव पृथ्वी का वंदनीय है। पानी गांव में ही कृष्ण वहीं से गोपियों को भेज करके पानी गांव के रास्ते से ही दुर्वासा में गोपियां आई थी और गोपियों का सब कुछ लेकर के उन्होंने कहा यदि मैं नहीं खाऊं तो हमारा नाम लेकर के तुम लोग पार कर गए। तो ये पानी गांव के रास्ते से ही वृंदावन की तरफ में लौटी थी। आप लोग धन्य हैं, हम लोग के भी वंदनीय हैं आप लोग जो पानी गांव में रहते हैं। और इन यात्रियों के लिए भी आप लोग कहा हम लोग आपकी पूजा करेंगे, आप ही लोग हम लोगों को ये सब कर रहे हैं। ठीक बाबा भी क्या बोलेंगे तो हम लोग अभी थोड़ा सा दर्शन करें। बहुत आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है, बहुत धन्यवाद। अभी होगा हम लोग पानी गांव में जाएंगे प्रचार करने के लिए, जरूर जाएंगे हम लोग। चारों तरफ विश्व में हम लोग राधा कृष्ण और राधा जी की हम लोग प्रचार कर रहे हैं तो आपके गांव में हम जरूर जाएंगे। हम तो श्रद्धालु लोगों को देखें। हम लोग तो आपकी सूखी रोटी के भूखे हैं। हमारे वंश परंपरा के जो आचार्य लोग हैं रूप सनातन से लेकर के जितने भी ब्रज में लोग आए हैं आप लोगों की ब्रज की माधुकरी पाकर के अपना जन्म सार्थक किया और भजन किया। तो हम लोग भी आपके रोटी के टुकड़ों को लेकर के और भजन करें। गौ ब्रह्मानंदे all go to man सर्वान टेक आचमन। आप लोग सभी आचमन अपना सकली आचमन करो और हमारा कीर्तन करते करते बोलते एक तो भ्रमण कर दिया मंदिर से जाओ और तारपरे फल अपना सकली से जाओ। We will go after Achman, we will go to the forest. I will show how beautiful this forest is, and then we will go to upside where Krishna has given his head on the lotus feet of Radhika. Go. You should all go, and you can take darshan in temple. How Krishna is begging Srimati Radhika. So you should all go and give some donation. Also go very soon, quickly you should go.
Okay. Okay, can you close it? You don't have pictures of the trees? Okay. All right, good. Thank you. So our panda for today is Vasanti Devi Dasi, and she's going to show us the various places that Gurudev was just speaking about, namely the temple where Krishna is putting his head at the feet of Srimati Radhika with her flute, his flute, and peacock feather crown at her feet. you'll also see the trees that he was talking about completely bent over. In fact, they become like benches. And once I went here with Srila Gurudev, and he was sitting on the bench tree. It's so bent over. And we'll be taking Achman here at Mansarovara and entering the temple and returning. Right, so I think you understood most of what he said. Did anybody have any trouble? Because he was speaking in English. Just to summarize, it was during the Saradiya Ras dance, and only Radhika noticed that Krishna was dancing with everybody, not only her, even though he had told her that I love you only, and all the other gopis thought that Krishna was dancing only with them. 2 gopis and 1 Krishna, 2 Krishnas and 1 gopi. So Radhika threw herself into sulky mood, immediately left the dance, went across the Jamuna, nobody knows how, she was all by herself, weeping and weeping. She ended up in this forest, and she wept so much that the water that was coming out of her eyes was spreading everywhere and became this Sarovara. In the meantime, Krishna was wondering, where did Radhika go? I'm only performing this Ras dance for her. So he couldn't have cared less how the other gopis were feeling. He left them in the midst. The Ras stopped, and he searched and searched for Radhika. Yogamaya, who is in control of all the pastimes here in Braj, told him, oh, she's over there in Mansarovar. You can just go there. She whispered in his ear so no one else would know where he was going. So he also went alone and saw her weeping and said, please forgive me. I'll never commit this offense again. And alluded to the verse that we discussed yesterday at Seva Kunj, Smaragarala Kandanam Mama Shirashi Mandanam Dehi Parapalavam Udaram, which means the beautiful flower blossoms of your feet counteract the deadly poison of amorous love, and they extinguish the fearsome fire of the pain of that love which rages within my heart. Therefore, please be kind and decorate my head with your lotus flower-like feet. So then he promised, I promise I'll never commit an offense like this again. And of course, that's his life, so he would continue. Gurudev describes that this charming place is embellished with dense shade of pilu trees, kadamba, tamal trees, peacocks, cuckoos, swans, deer, and other birds and animals. It remains visible to our eyes to this present day, so as to remind us of these pastimes of amorous love. So I think you understood everything that Gurudev was saying.
At the What was he saying at the end about, was he saying like not cutting down the trees?
Manjari?
He was saying we should protect all these places.
Protect the
keep them
trees.
natural.
Yeah, keep them natural. Don't just build buildings and make a city that'll destroy everything. And don't cut them down. There are already a lot less trees than there were before. So Manasarovara ki jai. You can take Achman now, run in the temple, see the Krishna falling at the feet of Srimati Radhika, come out, and we're going now by bus to Akrura Ghat, where Krishna and Balaram were taken by Akrura, who was sent by Kamsa to bring Krishna to Mathura. Yes, we're going there too. Do you want to go to Bhatral first? Huh? Here, Akrura Ghat is first. And then from there, Bhatral is very close. Bhatral is the place where the Brahmani ladies brought Krishna and Balaram a big feast in the forest. 543 is Akrura Ghat. So again, Vasanti is our panda. She's taking us all around today. So Akrura was Krishna's uncle, and he didn't want to bring Krishna to Mathura to be killed by Kamsa, but he was in the employ of Kamsa. So he was thinking, this is great. This is an excuse to see Krishna and Balaram and all the Brijbasis. So when he arrived on his chariot and he saw the footprints, he immediately jumped off the chariot, rolled in the dust, and offered many prayers to Krishna. So Krishna and Balaram were seated on Akrura's chariot as Akrura was bringing them from Nandagaon to Mathura. It was sad to hear from Gurudev that now the Jamuna is replaced by the bathroom water of Delhi. And the government is so stupid, and everyone is so stupid that they don't make a big attempt to go back the other way. So Akrura stopped the chariot at this place, Akrura Ghat, and leaving Krishna and Balaram on the chariot, he went alone to bathe in a deep pool in the Jamuna and perform his other regular morning duties. He remained in the water to chant the mantra of his worshipful Lord, Sanatan Brahma, that is four-armed Vishnu, and meditate on him. On this day, however, instead of having darshan of his worshipful deity, Sanatan Brahma, he saw the forms of Ram and Krishna, and he became confused. He came out because he saw them underwater. He came out of the water and looked towards the chariot, where he again saw Ram and Krishna sitting. Again, when he went into the water and dipped in it, he saw them there also. They were in both places. He was now fully confident that Ram and Krishna were truly the complete Sanatan Brahma. The Gaudiya Goswamis have given an excellent philosophical conclusion in explanation of this incident. Nandanandan Sri Krishna and Rohini Nandan Sri Ram never leave Vrindavan. They don't even go 1 inch out of Vrindavan. Vasanti will say that verse. Loudly she will say it. Vrindavanam Parityaja Padam ekam nagachati. Padam ekam means 1 foot out, they don't go. Nagachati. So actually, that Krishna and Balaram only came as far as Akrura Ghat, because Akrura Ghat is still in Vrindavan. On the other side of the Jamuna is Mathura. So this place marks the demarcation of the two places. Mathura and Vrindavan are so close. There's only one line, Gurudev explained, between them. You step over the line, you're in the other place. But still, they don't go there. So who goes there? The expansion of Krishna called Vasudev, and the expansion of Balaram called Devakinandan Ram. They are there. They're there forever, and Krishna and Balaram are in Vrindavan forever, in Goloka Vrindavan. In this world, in Prakat Lila, or the Lila that's manifested in this world, this material world, they do go from one place to the other. In other words, the moods take form. So in Prakat Lila, Krishna and Balaram went to Mathura, killed Kamsa and so on. And in Uppercut Lila, which couldn't be seen, they stayed in Vrindavan and continued their pastimes there. According to Tattva, Jashodanandan and Devakinandan are actually one. One Tattva means one truth. But from the viewpoint of ras, means pastimes, there's a difference between them. Dwarkadish Krishna or Devakinandan Krishna is not as complete. In Vaikuntha, Krishna is Purna, or Dwarka, Krishna is Purna. In Mathura, where Krishna was like a baby, Krishna is Purnata, more perfect. And in Vrindavan, he's Purnatam, he's completely perfect. You already know the example of the salt and the sugar. 1 ounce of salt, 1 ounce of sugar is going to taste salty. 1 ounce of salt and 10 ounces of sugar is going to taste a little bit sweet, but somewhat salty. And a ton of sugar and 1 ounce of salt, you can't taste the salt at all. So even though there's, no, let's say not 1 ounce of salt, 10 ounces of salt or a pound of salt. So even though there's more salt or opulence in Vrindavan than there is in Mathura or Dwarka, what to speak of Vaikuntha, it's not appreciable. Only Krishna's sweetness is appreciable. Tripurari, do you understand that? Okay, good. Once, Nanda Baba was observing Ekadasi. Do we see the deities of Akrura and Krishna and Balaram? Okay. Nanda Baba was observing Ekadasi without even drinking water. That very night also saw the start of Dwadasi. Nanda Baba entered the water of the Jamuna to take bath, but because on that day this was an inauspicious time, the servants of Varunadev kidnapped him and brought him under the water in Varuna Lok, where Varuna lives. The next day, they requested Krishna to give them darshan, the Brijbasis. Because this incident surprised Nanda Baba, that when Krishna went to reclaim Nanda Baba, Varunadev was glorifying him as the Supreme Lord. So Nanda Baba was surprised. He didn't believe it, of course. But he narrated it to the Brijbasis the next day. And they all requested Krishna to give them darshan of his supreme abode. At that very place where the most merciful Bhagavan later gave Akrura darshan of his worshipful deity, he now gave the Brijbasis darshan of the eternal Brahmalok. Srimad Bhagavatam describes this as follows. Considering the thoughts of the coward men, the all-merciful Bhagavan Sri Hari showed them his own abode, which is beyond material darkness. They were brought to Brahma Hrida, submerged into the water by Krishna, and then lifted out. From that very place where Akrura beheld his worshipful deity. Who's his worshipful deity? Sanatan Brahma, Lord Vishnu. The coward men had darshan of Krishna's transcendental abode. Millions of sacred tirthas are present at Akrura Ghat. That's amazing. There is a sacred injunction to take bath here at the time of the solar eclipse. When Mahaprabhu came to Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri via the Jarakhanda path, there was no settlement in Vrindavan, only deep forest. At night, Mahaprabhu would reside at Akrura Ghat. He would take rest there. And at dawn, he would sit at Imli Tala, which is right next door to Srila Gurudev's temple called, and community called Gopinath Bhavan. Mahaprabhu would chant Harinam there at Imli Tala in the ecstasy of prem, and he would chant there until the afternoon. An uninterrupted stream of tears fell from his eyes, and brightly shining Astasatvika bhavs, the eight kinds of ecstatic moods, would appear on his body. Like what? Hair standing on end. Horripilation is hair standing on end. Tears, pallor of the complexion, voice choked up, becoming stunned, trembling. Joints coming apart is another group. Foaming at the mouth, I don't think that's another group. Okay.
Changing of color,
Yeah, palloring of the complexion.
and devastation.
Yeah, devastation is like becoming stunned and like death, but it's an ecstasy. So who was with him was Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He was the only person with him to serve him, hold his cloth and water pot. And there's a whole explanation of this, which Srila Gurudev said melts the heart. In ancient times, Shant Risi performed a sacrifice for King Bhadrasena here. Another name for a Kuragat is Brahma Hrada, because here Krishna gave the cowherd men darshan of Brahmadam. Akrura also received darshan of the complete Sanatan Brahm here. If you want to get a very elaborate description of the Brijavasis seeing Krishna in that Brahmadam, you can read it in Brahma Samhita.
What exactly does he mean by Brahmadam?
It's an opulent place like Goloka in the spiritual world where Krishna is worshipped. He's in his form, but he's worshipped as he and Radharani are worshipped like Lakshmi Narayan. The inhabitants of Vrindavan didn't like that. So now we're going to, it's just a walk. We're walking to Jagya Stali. It's right near. So let's fall on the ground here at Akruragat. Take the dust on our head, heart, tongue, and eyelids. And let's proceed to Jagyasthala, where we just arrived. And again, we're bowing down. Gurudev said, don't think this dust is dirty dust. It's purifying us from our millions of past sins. It's amazing. So near Akruragat is the sacrificial arena of the Mathura Brahmanas. Once, and this pastime is also described at length in Prabhupada's Krishna book, with lots of pictures.
It's also the last photography they gave.
What?
It's also the last
Very interesting.
That Gurudev gave where?
In Russia.
last spot.
Last spot he went in the west is Russia. And it was a crazy place. It was so hot. There were just fires all over the whole place, and he wasn't going to go. The last minute, the fires stopped, and he went. But it was so hot. He needed like 10 fans. Huh? Yeah, insanely dry and hot. And so this is the last class he gave about the Jagyapatnis. And then he gave a couple of classes in India, but this was the last Western class. And everybody kind of knew it, and everyone was sad. And he gave short classes, because he knew it. I remember in Badger, a little bit before Russia, he was giving the class about when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, and how everyone was weeping. And then he went, like, okay, I'm tired, I'm going. Not tired of staying, but just tired. That was a pastime. I think you were just reading that in Chaitanya Charitamrita Manjari, that Madhavendra Puri did sick pastimes leading up to his disappearance. And Ishvara Puri, who became the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the blessings of Madhavendra Puri, he knew that it was just a pastime. And Prabhupada wrote in the purport that the pure devotee never gets sick but he plays like that in order to increase the loving service of his servitors. So Krishna and the coward boys were hungry, basically. So after they were grazing the cows near this place, so Krishna sent them to the Mathura Brahmanas to beg foodstuffs, because knowing everything, he knew that at this very moment the Brahmanas had finished their sacrifice, so now the foodstuffs that were offered in the sacrifice could be distributed. But because the Mathura Brahmanas were so engrossed in what they were doing, they didn't pay any attention to the boys. They totally ignored them. In fact, they refused to give them anything. The Sakhas felt insulted and returned to Krishna, and Krishna said, "That's the way of begging. You get some and you don't get some." Now he told them to go to the wives of the Brahmanas. They'll surely give you something, because they're my devotees. So here, now we just took a few steps, and now we're at Bhojan Stala, or Bhatral Gaum. Gaum means village. It's like another village, but it's right there. Here, Krishna relished various delicious cooked grains. Do you have the Krishna book painting, Vasanti? It's in the first volume. I don't know if we have that here. Krishna and Balaram and the coward boys are there, and the wives of the Brahmana are there, and they're holding feast plates. In fact, if you go a little back, you can see Akrur having jumped off his chariot, and now he's bending over at the dust, the footprints of Krishna in the ground in Vrindavan. And then he begins to offer prayers. So having been persuaded by Krishna, the coward boys had gone to the residence of the Jagyapatnis. Patni means wife, wife of the Jagyak or sacrificial Brahmanas. And they begged for some foodstuffs for Krishna and Balaram. Simply upon hearing the names of Ram and Krishna, the Jagyapatnis became overwhelmed with transcendental emotions. They left their homes to have darshan of Krishna, eagerly bringing various delicious cooked foodstuffs on large plates. Nothing could stop them. Their husbands tried to stop them, but they wouldn't be stopped. The husbands objected, "Don't go," but they went anyway. Some Brahmanas forcibly locked up their wives in their houses, but these women gave up their bodies in the fire of separation, and that way they could meet him. They left their bodies. And by the way, in case you're wondering where we are, you have the picture of going up the hill. It's quite a trek to go up the hill there. And Gurudev discusses several times that there are very similar verse glorifying Krishna as a coward boy, but one is sung by the Jagyapatnis, one is sung by Brahma, and one is sung by the gopis. So, and the gopis are the supreme. So we're going to read the verse now that's by these Jagyapatnis. when the Jagyapatnis saw Krishna, they were overwhelmed seeing his cloud-like complexion, like a fresh rain cloud, and his yellow garments on his dark complexion limbs, which wavered like steady lightning. Shamam harinya paridem vanamalya barha tatu pravalanatave sham anuvartangse vinyastahastamatirena dunanam abjam karnotpalala kakalola mukhabjahasyam. That's 10:23:22. Krishna's complexion is a blackish hue, like a water-laden rain cloud, and his splendid cloth appeared like a flash of lightning. Cresting his head is a peacock feather, and each limb of his body is decorated with exquisite patterns of paint made of colored, fresh minerals. Sprigs of new leaves and blossoms adorn his body. You're picturing that? Then you'll remember it. And upon his neck, an enchanting forest flower garland of 5 flowers, that's called the Vaijayanti Mala, hangs down to his knees. Attired in this way, like a dramatic dancer, he rests one hand on his friend's shoulder and with the other twirls a pastime lotus as if to twist our hearts. That's it. You know, like people pose for pictures and they have these big smiles. What's the purpose? To pose, to be seen like that in a picture with a big smile. There's no reason to smile, but just to pose. Similarly, Krishna has his hand on the shoulder of his friends and he twirls a lotus just to twirl the hearts of the gopis and to show so that because he wanted the gopis to be envious, that I want Krishna's hand on my shoulder. Lilies grace his ears. Curly locks of hair splash against his cheeks, and his lotus face blossoms with a gentle smile. So I've reached my almost coughing time, so I'm asking Gadagraja to finish reading. Who has a phone call? Who? Oh, okay. What time? An hour ago? All right. Can you tell him 5 minutes? Okay. So Gadagraja?
Yeah.
Can somebody put the TV on Gadagraja?
The wives of the Brahmanas became so overwhelmed with prema upon seeing Krishna that they did not want to return home to their husbands.
This is a very important part, and this is how Gurudev ended that Russian lecture.
Upon seeing Krishna, they did not want to return home to their husbands. After Krishna instructed them to go, however, they somehow readied themselves to do so. Upon returning home, they found that the attitude of their husbands had entirely changed. The Brahmanas now began to praise their wives' transcendental devotion to Krishna, and they condemned their 3 types of birth, namely seminal, Brahminical, and sacrificial, and their knowledge and expertise in Vedic rituals. There is a point to be considered here. Krishna told the wives of the Brahmanas to return home, and they obeyed him. When the Gopa Ramanis heard the sound of Krishna's flute, they came to Krishna, and he similarly told them to return to their husbands. They did not return. However, and Krishna danced and performed Rasa
They
Leela
did
with
not
them.
return, however.
And Krishna danced and performed Rasa Leela with them. How is this? The answer is that only the gopis have the qualification to participate in Krishna's Rasa Leela and other such pastimes. In Braj, Sri Krishna wears the dress of a gopa, and he is absorbed in the mood of a gopa. Therefore, only the gopis, who themselves took birth from the womb of gopis, have the qualification to participate in Brajenjanandan Sri Krishna's Ras and other pastimes in the Nikunjas. Lakshmi from Vaikuntha and the wives of the Brahmanas have no qualification to enter these confidential pastimes. They were therefore sent away. It may be that after performing arduous worship for many lifetimes under the guidance of the Ragatmika gopis, such personalities may one day take a birth from the wombs of gopis in manifested Braj. Then, by the influence of their association with eternally liberated gopis, they may eventually become qualified to serve in the Nikunjas and so forth.
It's so hard.
Long path.
Okay, that's the end.
So we just heard how the Brahmana wives went back when they were told to leave. The gopis didn't. Why wouldn't?
You speak louder.
Why? So sorry, that wasn't intentional. So why wouldn't Chandravali and her group turn back as well when Krishna said to leave, since they have a Dakshin Bhav and are always like, okay, yes, I follow what you say, Krishna.
So Haridas Prabhu is asking, the Jagyapatnis went home when Krishna told them to go home to their husbands. Why didn't Chandravali, who also has a Dakshin Bhav, go home when, just before Saradiya Ras, when all the gopis of the 4 different groups, including the Vipaksha gopis or the Dakshin Bhav, submissive gopis, why didn't they go back? They weren't that submissive. They didn't care about their husbands. They weren't Brahmanas. They weren't Brahmanis. The Brahmanis are cultured to observe all the Vedic standards of loyalty to husband, loyalty to society. Just they didn't listen to their husband on this one time when, as soon as they heard that they were hungry, well, let's go. But they weren't advanced enough to be a gopi. Chandravali is a gopi, one of the most important gopis. So she's not that kind of submissive. All right, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Bol, Braj Mandala Parikrama ki jai, Kartik Brat ki jai, Kartik Brat Palan Kodi Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Ujjayeswari, Raseswari, Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radhika ki jai, Patrol ki jai, Akuragata ki jai, Man Sarovara ki jai, Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol Gaura. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Premanandi. As Gurudev said, you're very, very fortunate to come to this place.